This video starts with an unexpected twist. Amidst music and applause, we find a woman in distress. Is she exhausted? Maybe she had a fight with her husband? Or perhaps something else happened? We don't know, because she seems unconscious, or at least, as we zoom in on her face, her breathing becomes more audible. Suddenly, a man appears, asking, "What's wrong?" He quickly opens his truck and seeing the woman, says, "Oh, damn." The man, who seems to be a trashman, is about to leave, but the woman grabs his arm, probably begging for help, shakes off a hand and says, "I have to work." But upon noticing she isn't moving, he goes back to check on her. After a few moments, he calls someone saying, "Mill is going to make it." Soon after, the woman slowly comes back to her senses. She looks at the man and asks, "You saved my life." But before he can respond, the sound of sirens fills the air and emergency services arrive. They check her pulse and ask if she's been hit, stabbed, overdosed. However, she doesn't answer them. Instead, she looks back at the man who's being questioned by the police. One of the officers asks him if he knows, but he responds, "Nope." However, he later tells them she was in critical condition when he found her. With the ambulance ready to take her away, he looks back at the man, acknowledging his help. The police let him go and he walks away while she's taken to the hospital. Now, our Trashman protagonist is alone again. He's just saved this woman's life, but it feels like nobody appreciates it. I guess doing good deeds without recognition is tough, but then again, maybe it's different when you're a trash collector. Maybe people expect less from him because of his job. Well, whatever the case, he continues eating trash. After some time, he returns to the alley where he found the woman earlier. There's still some medical equipment left behind, which means she didn't make it. Our hero is sad to hear that, but a glimmer of hope remains. He noticed the woman had a wedding ring. Perhaps her husband would want her belongings. He gathers the items and heads over to a nearby house. It's an impressive mansion, and he hands the things over to a surprised woman. She thanks him, but he's not sure if the right thing to do. You see, he hadn't meant to get involved, but he couldn't just leave her there. Then he notices another bag and thinks it might belong to the woman. He looks inside and finds a cute teddy bear, 2 bottles of wine, a vibrator, handcuffs, a photo of the woman, and some cash. He also finds a note to Mill. It reads, "Take me away." Looking at the money, he considers the options. On one hand, he could use money, but on the other hand, it feels wrong to accept it. Plus, he knows Mill likely needs this money! So he puts it into his pocket. He returns home and pours himself a drink. The day has been exhausting. He decides to watch TV and relax for a bit. Suddenly, the door bursts open and there stands Mill. "Who are you?" he asks, surprised by her sudden arrival. "My name is Claire. Don't you remember?" she asks, sitting down next to him. "We met earlier today." He thinks for a moment. Of course, now he remembers. "What brings you here?" he asks. "Well, I need your help," she says. He raises an eyebrow, wondering where are your people? "Why aren't they taking care of you?" she asks. He shrugs, pretending to be clueless. Claire, noticing his lack of concern, tells him, "I'm in a lot of trouble." "So what do you want from me?" he asks. "A husband who can't protect his wife," she says. "What can I do for you?" he asks again. Taking a deep breath, she replies, "I need you to take me away." He doesn't understand why she wants him to help, especially since he's just a humble trashman. "Why should I help you?" he asks. She smiles slightly, "Because not everyone has a rich husband like you." He lets out a nervous laugh and she asks for some water. While he gets it for her, she tells him her name is Claire. When he brings the water, he notices she seems tired. "Here! Wash yourself up in the bathroom!" he says. "There's a spare set of clothes for you." "Thanks," she whispers. He watches her walk away and can't help but admire her. Honestly, she's beautiful, even if she's acting a bit weird. To be fair, though, he doesn't really know her yet. After a while, Claire comes out looking fresh and relaxed. She sits on the couch and says, "Your couch is all yours." He laughs and pours himself another drink. Later, she asks for food, so he tells her about the frozen pizza in the fridge. While eating, she compliments his cooking skills and he for a moment. Things seem fine between them. Then, She mentions her husband again, which makes him feel uncomfortable. He knows she's hiding something and decides to ask about it. How did you become Mrs. Rich? I married a millionaire, she replies casually.
That must have been quite a shock, he says.
Yeah, I never expected it, but he loved me anyway, she says, smiling mysteriously. He thinks for a moment. How come you're staying with a trash man instead of a hotel?
He asks. She shrugs, pretending it's no big deal.
I don't trust anyone else to take care of me, she says. You're right. I don't know you to trust you either, he admits. Do you think I'm dangerous? He asks. She looks at him deeply for a moment. Actually, yes, he replies. He sighs, feeling disappointed. Well, I thought you liked me, he says. Oh, I do, she says. It feels like they've known each other forever. They talk about their families, their jobs, and their dreams. He shares his desire to start business one day. You know, I could give you the money to do that, she says suddenly. No, thanks, he replies. I don't want to owe anything to a woman. Oh, yeah, she asks, raising an eyebrow. What makes you think I'll give you the money for free? Don't you want to buy my silence? I mean, you earn a lot of, he says. She stays silent for a moment. Well, actually, I wanted to ask for a favor, she finally replies. He looks at her, waiting for her to continue. Will you stay with me until I get my memory back? She asks. Memory? What do you mean? He asks. She hesitates for a moment, unsure how to respond. I'm in a lot of danger, she says finally. I need someone to protect me. He thinks. Okay, I'll stay with you, he says. But I want something in return. Anything, she replies. He leans closer and whispers in her, take the money with you. They spend the night talking and drinking. He learns that her husband, Jerome, is a successful businessman. His family owns companies in the city. She tells him, people think Jerome is the richest man in town, but he's not. There's someone else who's even richer. That be? He asks. She pauses for a moment before replying. His brother, Nicholas? Nicholas, he repeats. Yes, she says. I think Nicholas might be the one who tried to kill me. She looks at him with fear in her eyes. He wanted me dead. He pulls her close, trying to comfort her. Don't worry, he says. I won't let him hurt you. Suddenly, she pushes him away and asks, why did you save me? Why did you bring me home? Because I felt sorry for you, he lies. She looks at him for a moment. I think you're lying, she says. He sighs and tells her the truth. I brought you home because I liked you. I wanted to take care of you. Oh, she says softly. For a moment, neither of them speaks. He looks away, embarrassed by his confession. She reaches out and takes his hand. Thank you, she whispers. I knew you had a heart of stone. I knew you were capable of loving someone like me, she adds with a smile. They sit in silence for a while, enjoying each other's company. He feels a connection with her that he's never felt before. He asks her, if you get your memory back, will you leave me? No, she replies without hesitation. He looks at her in surprise. I'll always stay by your side, she adds. He pulls her close and they share a passionate kiss. A moment, he forgets about everything else. All that matters is her. After a while, they break apart and he asks, okay? I'm better now, she replies. Thank you for saving me, she adds. He smiles and says, anytime. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. Who could that be? She asks. He gets up and goes to the door, standing there with a bouquet of flowers. Is this for you? He asks Claire. She takes the flowers and says, thank you. Can I come in? Yes. Sure, she replies. He enters the house and introduces himself as a friend of Claire's. He gives her a card and says, please call me if you need anything. Once he leaves, she looks at the card. It's from Jerome. On the back, she finds a message. I'm sorry for what happened. Please forgive me. She looks up and sees the man watching her. Do you know who that was? He asks. My husband, she replies. Jerome, he repeats. Yes, she says. Do you remember him? She pauses for a moment. No, not really, she admits. He steps closer and asks, why did you marry him? I don't know, she replies. I was young and naive. I thought he could protect me.
But I was wrong, she adds with a sad smile.
He puts a hand on her shoulder and asks, "Do you think he's dangerous?" "Maybe," she says softly. He pulls her close and whispers in her ear, "Don't worry, I'll protect you." Suddenly, the sound of sirens fills the air. "Oh, no!" she says, panicking. What do we do? He pulls her behind a large piece of furniture, her face with his shirt. The police enter the house and begin searching. They ask, "Is anyone here?" "Come out with your hands up." "Please, leave," she whispers. He holds her tight, trying to keep her calm. "It's going to be all right," he assures her. The police leave without finding them. "What do we do now?" she asks. "We have to get out of here," he replies. "I'll take the money to the car." "You come after me," he says. She nods, and he disappears through the window. She follows him as quietly as possible. They reach the car, and he helps her inside. "Thank you," she whispers. He looks at her and asks, "Are you sure you're okay?" "I'm better now," she replies. He smiles and says, "Anytime," away from the house, leaving their problems behind. He turns to her and asks, "Can I kiss you?" She nods, and he leans in. She wraps her arms around him, and they share a passionate kiss. As they pull away, he asks, "I just want to make sure you're okay. If you need anything, call me, right?" "Of course," she replies. "I promise I'll call you." He smiles and says, "I hope my heart will melt." She chuckles and asks, "What does that mean?" "Nothing," he replies. "Just a figure of speech." They drive in silence for a while. He focuses on the road ahead while she looks out the window. Finally, he turns to her and asks, "Do you believe in soulmates?" "What?" she asks. "Believe in soulmates?" he repeats. "Everyone has a soulmate," he adds. "I believe in that." She smiles and says, The video ends with a close-up on her face, implying that she has regained her memories.